Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ekma Ermaya from class 3BC. I will present the journal article with the title The Impacts of COVID-19 Pandemic in Indonesia and China's Hotel Industry, How to Overcome It. The journal article written by Paulda Sabrina, Rahma Gilang, and Padilia Arfianti from Tidar University Indonesia 2020. The column number is 2 and the issue number is 1. Okay, let's start the presentation. The first page is about abstract. 2020 is kind of an alarming year for all countries because of the emergence of an outbreak called the coronavirus or COVID-19 that originated in Wuhan City, China. This outbreak is a concern for the world because many aspects are affected, such as tourism. This research aims to determine the impacts of the COVID-19 outbreak on the hotel industry in Indonesia and China. The results of the study stated that the hotel industry in Indonesia and China was significantly affected by the COVID-19. Many hotels were closed and not operating to suppress the spread of the virus. Thousands of employees had to be laid off because of hotel income. So, in conclusion, an unexpected outbreak in early 2020 due to a deadly virus called COVID-19 shocked the world because it had affected many aspects, including tourism. Okay, next, introduction. The first is the meaning of coronavirus. A coronavirus is a group of viruses from the subfamily Orthocoronavirinae in the Coronaviridae family and order Nidovirales. This group of viruses can cause disease in birds, mammals, and humans. And based on World Health Organization or WHO, coronavirus is a virus that infecting the respiratory system. The second is impact of coronavirus on humans. So in humans, the coronavirus causes respiratory tract infection that are generally mild, such as colds and flu. Or it can be more severe disease, such as MERS-CoV and SARS-CoV. The third, the place where the coronavirus first appeared. So China stated that the animal market in Wuhan, namely the Huanan market, was first reported as a place of transmission of the coronavirus. So as reported by the Jakarta Post on January 22, the director of CCDCP, Gao Fu, said that they initially thought that the Huanan market was the place where the virus spread based on the Chinese state newspaper. Fourth, the impact of the coronavirus on the tourism industry. The spread of the coronavirus to various parts of the world has impact on tourism in Indonesia and China. Several aspects such as hotels, restaurants, airlines, and travel agents that rely on income from tourists are in state of crisis due to the spread of the coronavirus. Hotel occupancy fell by 40%, affecting the continuity of the hotel business. And if it continues to be left, the country may suffer losses because of the ongoing tourism industry. Because the growing international tourism is one of the most significant sectors raising the world condition. And the last is the table that shows the total infection of COVID-19. This is the table. that shows the total infection of COVID-19 in Indonesia and China. So as you can see on the screen, the table shows that the data of the total infection in Indonesia is 33,076 infections, while in China it is 83,046 infection, and the total deaths in Indonesia are 1,923 deaths, while in China it is 4,634 deaths. And based on Worldometers, 11,414 people in Indonesia have recovered, while in China is up to 78,357 people who are recovered. So it can be concluded that the recovery rate of both countries is much higher than the number of deaths. Okay, next slide is about research method. So there are 4 research methods that used by the writer in this journal article. So the first is the writer used the literature research to capture the data. So they don't need to go directly to the field, but it's enough to take the various reference sources that support this research. And the second, the research was held by applying the descriptive qualitative approach. The third, applied the discourse analysis in this method. And the last include the spoken and written text. Next, finding and discussion. The number of Chinese tourists visiting in Indonesia has reached some million. But since the spread of the coronavirus, to enforce the restriction policy of importing living animals from China, the government stopped flights from and to China as of 5 February 2020. So because of this, many airlines and the tourism industry in Indonesia have suffered losses, including the tourism industry in Bali in Yogyakarta. According to tourism observer Heri Anglingan, Bali tourism is threatened because of its dependence on Chinese tourists. 2 other tourism there were closed because 100% of their guests were Chinese tourists. But not only Chinese tourists, non-Chinese tourists are also reduced because many tourists from other countries are discouraged from visiting Bali because of China's proximity to Indonesia. So it can be concluded that a decline in tourist Bali has reached 50%. And next, to reduce the spread of the coronavirus, the Indonesian government has taken several steps to resolve this extraordinary case, one of which is by promoting the social distancing movement. So someone should maintain a safe distance from other humans, at least 2 meters, and also avoid mass gatherings. As for China, they have been locked down since late January when the coronavirus outbreak made the country stop for a moment. Quoted from the Financial Times, Chinese tourists accounted for 150 million overseas trips over the past year 2019 and spent around 130 billion US dollar, or equivalent to 9,487 trillion rupiahs abroad in 2018. However, since the coronavirus outbreak spread, the loss of Chinese tourism groups from the world tourist areas have influenced hoteliers, restaurants, and tourist trips. China's transport ministry says Chinese tourist travel is down nearly 73% during the 2020 New Year holidays compared to the condition in 2019. Next, impacts on Indonesia hotel industry. So the coronavirus has an impact on national tourism sector. Totally, there are 1,100 39 hotels throughout Indonesia have closing operation for the COVID-19 or coronavirus pandemic. The impact of the COVID-19 pandemic has made the hotel industry slump and even forced to close activities and accommodate employees. And also making several hotels in Indonesia turn into hospitals for victims of COVID-19 or COVID-19 patients. And this has also caused the performance of several hotels in Indonesia to decline. For example, Jakarta, Bali, and Yogyakarta Hotel. Most of hotels and restaurants there have stopped operating due to the drastic drop in visitor numbers. So there is an increase in operational costs, so that they are forced to lay off their employees without being unpaid. Impacts on China hotel industry. The outbreak of the deadly coronavirus in China is not only troubling the public but also the businessmen. Significant losses suffered by airlines to hotels business because they also have to change the customers' money or funds. It is said that more than 100,000 hotels in their form have been refunded customers whose room bookings were cancelled between 22 January and 8 February. One of the hotel chains affected is Hilton. Hilton has 225 hotels in China, with 4 located in Wuhan, where the deadly virus started. Hilton saw it would have significant impact on its income due to the spread of the coronavirus outbreak and recovery up to 12 months. And now efforts to overcome COVID-19 outbreak in hotel industry. The first is in Indonesia. The government should start promoting other tourist areas in Indonesia and increase facilities and services at tourist attraction. Next, provide incentives to travel and aviation companies and the tourism industry that suffer losses due to aviation termination to and from China. And the last, the government also needs to improve the quality of and competitiveness of domestic tourism field. Next, in China, the government is developing a strategy. First, by giving 10 until 30% airfare incentives. Second, encourage conferences and meetings, convention and exhibition in several tourist destinations. And the last, tighten checks at various airports, especially international airport, so that the tourism aspect, including the hospitality industry, can continue operate. And the last page is about conclusion. So from this study, it can be concluded that the main purpose of this article is to analyze the impact of COVID-19 on the tourism aspects in Indonesia and China, and also to analyze efforts to overcome it. The COVID-19 outbreak has had a significant impact on hotel industry in Indonesia and China. As a result, hundreds of hotels in Indonesia and China was forced to close hotels to break the chains of the spread of this deadly virus. And then, because the hotel doesn't operating, the hotel suffer losses due to lack of financial income. However, some hotels in Indonesia and China are open, but not accepting the guests. But the hotel is open to become a hospital from COVID-19 victims or COVID-19 patients. Okay, that's my presentation. Thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.